Robin.
Hello everyone and welcome to Rob's Rogues, and we are here at the final figure for my Robin series. And somebody may be asking, well, first of all, Rob, we can't see what it is because the camera's out of focus. I wanted to give a little bit of suspense, but if you've clicked on the description, you know what it is. So let's just take a look at the Walmart exclusive Batman and Robin 2-pack Robin. And I'm not exactly sure of the year. I know with the DC Universe Classics, I believe they started around 2007, 2008. I think this is a 2008 2-pack. I got him from eBay. I did not get the winning bid that I was trying to get both Batman and Robin together. But to be honest, I only really wanted Robin, as I have, just different Batman already. Although I would probably try and pick up that Batman, because just of the belt that is on that Batman, I think it could be a good Dick Grayson Batman. If you look at the belt that's on the Walmart 2-pack and then go to the comics where Dick Grayson is Batman, they kind of have a similar belt buckle. So that may be something that I may try and pick up. Batman is a lot easier to get a hold of separately than Robin. This is one of those things with eBay that I talk about a lot, that some of the figures just go up way, way high in price. I paid probably a lot more for this figure than I really wanted to pay, but this does fit a hole in my collection. It is my holy grail figure, and when I get to do my top 10 figures from DC Universe Classics, the dead giveaway that this guy and probably one other one are going to be tied for first. If this one is not going to be first, probably because I just paid so much for the figure. This is the most expensive DCUC figure that I have ever bought. There's no box, no accessories. Robin did not come with any accessories at all. So you might be asking yourself, Rob, what did you pay for this figure? I'm sad to say I paid $62.12 for a DC Universe Classics figure. And I know there's some people out there who said, well, I would have bought that. I would have paid that price. I didn't want to, but just the rarity of this figure, and yes, it's a repaint of an already existing figure, but it is done very well. And of course is the repaint of this Robin, the Solomon Grundy wave. I want to say it's 3, but I think that's wrong. I'm not exactly sure of the wave. But it's the 1 year later body that they have repainted to make it look like it's Tim Drake's first appearance as Robin. And I know this figure isn't exactly 100% correct on how he looks in the comics. Yeah, the color schemes and everything is correct, but he didn't have the spikes on his green gloves, and the R is a different R. It should be like this R, which I've seen some customizers do, which I'm not going to customize this at all. And he did not have the scallops on his cape. So they could have, taken some of those off and then just trimmed the bottom of the cape to make it look straight, but they didn't. It's fine. It's still 99.9% looks exactly like he should in the comics. So it's great to have these two. This has always been my favorite Robin DC Universe Classics figure. I actually really like the red and black and yellow. Of course, I was always a fan of the red, green, yellow, and black. So it's nice to be able to have both of them. And I had mentioned that I really wanted this Robin singularly. I thought I could probably get him cheaper. The 2 packs were together, Batman and Robin, sometimes loose and in box, were going as low as $129, almost up to $160, $170 for the 2. And I paid $62.12, got a little bit of a bidding war with the guy that I was bidding against, or girl, but I assume it was a guy. And we just kept going dollar for dollar, and it came down to the last couple seconds, And my last dollar increase that I put up, my wife was like, if you're going to get it, get it. So my last bid increase, rather than going a straight dollar, I went for $1.12. So when that went through, I increased it $1.12 higher. So when he put his up, he was 12 cents off. So I at one point I was winning it by $46, which I thought was going to be a steal, and I ended up having to bid $20.12 higher than I initially wanted to. But the reason I really wanted this Robin, I try and pair a Batman and Robin together on my shelf. And the Batman that I have came in a 2-pack of his own with Batgirl, but I have Batgirl with Commissioner Gordon. And it's the DC Superheroes Batman, the blue and gray version. And I think these two look fantastic together. They both have the big pouches on their belts. Their heights are just about right together. I'm looking at my figures here. Now, this Robin normally would come with a Batman from this body style, which would have been fine. He's got would have the point in his belt and then the big bat going across. I will probably try and pick up that Batman. It's a little bit easier to pick that one up loose for some reason. There's also the Public Enemy's Batman, which is almost basically the same, a little bit different head sculpt, but there you go. But I actually really like these two much better. It's more of a Hush feel of Batman and Robin, or I would almost say Nightfall, but Batman had the oval for the Nightfall end. If I got the Nightfall Batman, those would look great together. But at least for right now, this is the Batman that is primarily going to be with this Robin. And I kind of did the same thing with the 1 year later Batman, or with the Robin. I used my 1 year later and the Legacy Batman both together. So these are the two that I had there. So I thought, well, if I can get a hold of this Robin, that's exactly what I'm going to do. So what we'll do right here, we'll go through some of the articulation, which we all know exactly what it is, but I just wanted to give you a nice close-up of Robin. He looks fantastic. I got him loose in no box, and I don't have a single paint flaw anywhere on this face, which really, really surprises me. I take that back. There is one little right here, and I didn't realize it till I got him on camera this close. So it's small enough from far away, I didn't even realize it. Of course, now it's one of those things, now that I see it, I can't unsee it. But even the one that I had before, you could kind of see it bled down, the mask bled down below his mask a little bit there, almost into his cheek. He's got some other spots that look like they're running a little bit. But this is just a pristine figure. The person must have really, really kept Robin in excellent condition. All his joints are tight. The ab crunch is really tight. And tight not in like I can't move it, but he stays in one spot when I move him. The 1 year later Robin that I have, his ab crunch is a little loose and his legs are a little loose, but even just posing this Robin, I can get him in some really good dynamic poses, and I don't have to worry about, him getting out of that pose. The cape is great all the way around. It's colored and textured very well. Again, no real spots. There is one little bit right here. But this is my Holy Grail figure, the figure I have been looking for a very, very long time. And the Holy Grail figure, some people will say, I don't know if it's a Holy Grail figure, Rob. To me, a Holy Grail thing that you're looking for is that thing that you have been searching the globe for every chance you can get to complete that part of your collection, or complete that part of you, if you will. And this is that figure. I remember having this in my hands back in the day, probably in 2007 or 2008 at Walmart, when this was a $35 2-pack. And if I would have, I said two words that every collector regrets saying: I'll wait. And what happens if you wait? You will never ever see it again. So that was something I kicked myself for. I saw it maybe a couple times at Walmart, and I thought, oh, I'll save up a little bit extra money. Or my wife was like, are you sure you don't want it? I'm like, oh, yeah, that's fine. And now I'm kicking myself every single day for not having picked up that 2-pack. So when I saw this Robin go on eBay, any chance I can get a chance to bid on him, I do. And this time, with having a little bit of extra tax money at the end after we've paid some things off, she's like, if you want to get him, go for it. So I really thank my wife for allowing me to pick up this figure. It was something I desperately wanted to add to my collection. And I've told some of my YouTube friends, if I don't ever buy another DCUC figure again, I will be completely happy, because I feel like I have completed a part of my collection that I didn't think I was going to be able to complete. Like I said, he did not come with any accessories at all, even in the 2-pack. But I do have Red Robin's staff, which I could give Tim Drake, and I think he looks really good. We'll back the camera up just a little bit here. Of course, this Robin, I'm having him use the Young Justice staff, which is almost basically the same staff, just a little bit smaller. I do have the Huntress from the DC Direct Hush line, and I'm kind of thinking about having this Robin use the Huntress's staff, as she has a gun in her other hand. So that's probably what I'm going to do. I think he looks really good. Having the staff, of course, Tim Drake has to have a staff. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to bring up some of my other Batman and Robin figures. Like I have said probably on my channel, I try to pair a Batman and a Robin on my shelves together. So this will be the first chance you can get an opportunity to see all of my Mattel Batman and Robins together all in one place. Hold on real quick and we'll be right back. Alright, here we are back. This is the look at my Batman and Robin family. This is not how they stand on my shelf. I have a lot of them all in a nice straight row. Some of them are on different shelves just because of on who and what these figures are. But the primary figures that I have in order on a front row in my shelf, and we'll kind of go through them here, would be the Golden Age Batman, and then the Wave 16, which I would call the Dick Grayson Robin, the more the superpowers with the comb over hair. Those are my first two. Then we move, I don't have the blue version, but I have this black right here. This would be my Bruce Wayne, and then my Wave 16 alternate would be this Robin, which some people would say it's the Golden Age. I think it's more the Jason Todd. Let's zoom in here. We'll kind of do it this way. More of the Jason Todd look. It's something I forgot to mention here. We have Nightwing back there, which is in his Renegade outfit. I don't have the blue. I'm going to turn him in to the New 52 Nightwing. So right behind my Batman and Robin, or behind the Robin figure, I have Dick Grayson there. And Nightwing is kind of like, this is what, he becomes. I don't have a red hood yet, but that's where he would be. Next in line would be this Batman, which, again, would be the Bruce Wayne Batman with this Tim Drake. And then right next to it would be this Batman and this Tim Drake Robin. And then kind of splitting those two Robins would be my Red Robin figure directly behind them. The next part on my shelf, currently at the moment, I have the Dark Knight Returns and then the Carrie Kelly Robin, which she's not a Mattel figure, but since we don't have a Carrie Kelly DCUC figure, she's kind of there, even though this Batman is kind of out of continuity now. And I don't know if he was ever meant to be. It was just kind of an Elseworld story. I've already kind of got into that, so we won't go there. And then some other figures other Batman and Robin figures that I have that you can kind of see here. I have my Young Justice Batman and Robin. They are on the top of my shelf with all my other Young Justice figures, and there are some DCUC figures in there as they're kind of standing with their teen counterparts, since they didn't really make, like, I have Aquaman up there standing with Aqualad, since they didn't make an actual Young Justice Aqualad. We have the Batman Arkham City Batman and Robin, and they are with my, obviously, Batman Arkham City Mattel figures and my DC collectibles figures. We saw this guy over here, the Azrael Batman. He's just kind of back amongst the other Batman characters, and there was no Robin to go with him, although technically the Robin that he did have for a short time was Tim Drake until Asbats went Asbat crazy. So the last Batman here that we're looking at is the new 52. This is the All-Stars Batman, not the shiny Batman. And he doesn't have a Robin yet. So the Robin he would have would be, obviously, Damian. Now, I have a Damian DC Direct Batman, or DC Direct Damian, but he is standing with the Justice League DC Direct Batman. So Mattel has said they are going to make a Damian Robin in the DCUC body. And I believe Damian is going to use the body for the Young Justice Robin. So I know some people have been wanting to see my Batman and Robin collection, and which one do I like out of all of them, different versions? I like all of them for what they represent. I finally have, like, my timeline of all of my Robins and Batmans all together. This Batman is currently standing on my Justice League shelf, and I thought about picking up the shiny Batman, so when I get the Robin, I will have Batman to go along with that Robin on my Batman and Robin shelf. But maybe Damian might jump up to the Justice League shelf, as that's where this Batman is currently standing. I haven't decided yet, but I thought this would be a nice way to end my Robin review series, and I'm really happy to finally have the Tim Drake Robin from the Walmart 2-pack. Yes, I paid a little bit more for him, but I think over the course of time, if there are those figures that you really want, you will kind of do just about anything to track them down. So this is going to end my first ever Robin series for this week. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed it. And you know me being such a Robin fan, I have other Robin figures that I could review to the cows come home. And maybe we'll do that in another series later on down the road. But thanks for watching. I hope you guys have enjoyed this. So today we've been taking a primarily look at the, I want to say it's 2008, but it might be the latter part of 2007. But we'll say 2008 Robin from the Walmart exclusive Batman and Robin 2-pack, and maybe somewhere down the line I will get a hold of that Batman. But as always, this is, we can't do that right. This is Rob for Rob's Rogue signing off, saying we will see you guys next time.